gentlemen, so if you know people who are watching at home and you want to text them and let them know that we're still having some difficulties, but we are going to record and have it available later, then you can do that. We will post something online to let folks know that that's going to happen. But let's get started. Good morning. It is September 27th, 2027. Thank you for joining us for 2023. Thank you for joining us for our agenda meeting today. If we could stand for the flag salute.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Madam Secretary, the notice, please.
Adequate public notice has been given pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act. Notice has been posted at the board's office and website and emailed to the Department of State and to newspapers of broad circulation within the state.
Thank you. Roll call.
Commissioner Holden.
Here.
Commissioner Crystal DeLue.
Here.
Commissioner Abdul.
Here.
President Gould Sadobi.
Here. And our next meeting?
The next regular board meeting will be held on Wednesday, October 11th, 2023. It'll be a hybrid meeting in person at the board hearing room at 44 South Clinton Avenue in Trenton and live stream via YouTube.
We hope. All right. We will go to executive session today. There are a few items, 4A in telecommunications, 8A and 8F in clean energy. We expect it will take maybe 20 minutes. Will the Attorney General's office please explain the justification?
Good morning, President and Commissioners. I'm Deputy Attorney General Terrell Klein. Telecommunications item 4A and clean energy items 8A and 8F fall within the contract negotiation and attorney-client privilege exceptions to the Open Public Meetings Act. These exceptions are found at NJSA 10:4-12B7.
Thank you. Can I have a motion, please, to go into executive session?
So moved.
Second.
Great. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thanks. We'll see you in a few minutes. We're back. We're ready. We are now back live on YouTube, thankfully, for the people at home. Just a few opening remarks from me, and I'll open it up to my colleagues up here before we get into the regular agenda. One is we missed last week the birthday of my colleague, Commissioner Abdu. I'm not going to ask everyone to sing to her because I like her, but I do want to acknowledge that it was her birthday and she did not tell anyone. And so happy birthday to you. All right. Just a few things for me to start off. I realize that there are some board actions that industry and stakeholders are really eager to see move forward. As the new president, I am asking for your patience over the next few months as I take the necessary time to review these initiatives and all of their expected timelines. I would say please anticipate some minor changes in some of the timelines as part of my transition. I realize the critical importance of our regulatory responsibilities and our clean energy priorities, and I take the mission of the board very seriously. Thank you for your cooperation and understanding and patience again as we move forward. Just want to acknowledge that it is Drive Electric Week. In case you didn't know, there's a week for everything, isn't there? And it's a time that I just want to recognize the great work that we've been doing in New Jersey to combat climate change through transportation electrification. At the board, our work is led by Kathleen Lewis and Jack Strapone, as well as our larger clean energy staff. Are they here today? They are not. I don't see them. They're driving, right, they're driving electric. But I want to just acknowledge them. They've helped to build out the Charge Up New Jersey program, the infrastructure investments that we're doing. Last year, EV registrations rose by nearly 50%. We have over 95,000 vehicles on the road, and I think that's pretty incredible. And just a reminder, if you or someone you know is in the market for a new car, please do explore the electric vehicle options available. They, in the long run, are cheaper than conventional vehicles, and there are state and federal incentives available. On to additional staffing issues. We are really excited to welcome some new staff members to the BPU. As I've said many times, and President Fiordaliso said many, many times, BPU has the best staff in state government, and we are adding to this staff, or have added to this staff this week. So I'm going to just introduce them and let you all know where they're working in our department, and you'll have time to talk to them after the meeting if you wish. So Sophia I'm going to butcher this, Sophia, I'm sorry. Sophia Dolasevich in Government Affairs. Sophia and I work together in the governor's office, and I don't think I ever had to say her last name in public, so I'm sorry. Rosita Maldonado in Reliability and Security. Where's Rosita? Can you just wave if you're here? No. Okay. Matthew Morrow in Budget and Finance. Thanks. Nisa Rizvi in Energy and Water. Hi. Juliana Santos in Reliability and Security. Hello. Lars Dorino in Federal and Regional Affairs. See you back there. Michelle Talavera in Reliability and Security. She is, I don't think, here today. We also have two fellows, Graham Barrett in Federal and Regional Affairs, and Amanda Lascano also in Federal and Regional Affairs. Thank you all. We're so excited that you're here, and we look forward to your success. That is all for me for opening remarks. Anything from, and there's Kathleen Lewis, she just drove in electrically to this meeting. So hi, Kathleen. We were commending you on your work on EV issues. Thanks. Any other remarks? All right. Before we proceed with the regular agenda, can we have the consent agenda, please?
Yes, on consent agenda items 3A, 3B, 3C, 5A, and 6A.
So moved.
Second?
Commissioner Holden,
Yes.
Commissioner Christodoulou,
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul,
Yes.
President Gould-Sadovy.
Yes.
And on consent agenda items 9A,
So moved.
Second?
Commissioner Holden,
Yes.
Commissioner Christodoulou,
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul, President Gould-Sadovy.
Also abstain. And now, on to our regular agenda. Our first presenter today on 2A is Malky Cummings. Hi, Malky. Come on down.
Good morning.
Good morning. Could you talk as close to the mic as you can? That will help.
Agenda item 2A. On June 28, 2022, Public Service Electric and Gas Company, on behalf of itself and the other gas and electric distribution utilities, made a filing with the board for the 2023-2024 Universal Service Fund and Lifeline programs. The filing supported the proposed USF budget of approximately $132.3 million and a Lifeline budget of approximately $74.6 million. On July 31, 2023, and August 18, 2023, the utilities updated the filing to include actual data through July 31, 2023. On September 13, 2023, the New Jersey Division of Rate Counsel submitted comments addressing this matter. Based on full review, the proposed USF budget is $136.9 million, and the proposed Lifeline budget is $74.6 million. If approved by the board, the average residential gas customer using 1,200 therms per year would see an average increase of $1.32. The average residential electric customer using 7,800 kilowatt hour per year would see an overall decrease of $16.63. The average residential customer using both gas and electricity would see a decrease of approximately $15.31. Staff recommends that the board issue an order authorizing the implementation of the electric and gas rates proposed in the July 2023 update to be effective for service rendered on or after October 1, 2023. Direct the utilities to file the appropriate tariff sheets consistent with its order by September 30, 2023. Determine the rates effective through September 30th, 2022 to be considered final rates. Permit subsequent USF compliance filings and associated interim rates to be examined and finalized in subsequent proceedings, and reimburse the applicable utilities in the amount of $16,757 in USF administrative costs incurred from July 1, 2022 through June 30th, 2023.
So moved.
Second?
Any questions, comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Holden?
Yes.
Commissioner Christodoulou?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
President Gossadovy?
Yes. You're staying with us, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Item 2B. On March 30, 2023, New Jersey Natural Gas Company filed a petition seeking approval to adjust its base rates to recover investments associated with the company's board-approved infrastructure investment program, which was subsequently updated. Based on the update, New Jersey Natural proposed a recovery of revenue requirements increase of $3.16 million. Following review and discussions, the parties executed a stipulation that would allow the company to recover a revenue requirement of $3.16 million. As a result of the stipulation, a typical residential heating customer using 100 therms per month will experience an increase of 48 cents on their monthly bill. Staff recommends that the board issue an order approving the stipulation and directing New Jersey Natural Gas to file revised tariffs by September 30, 2023, for rates effective October 1, 2023.
So moved.
Second?
Comments or questions? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Holden?
Yes.
Commissioner Christodoulou?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
President Gossadovy?
Yes. 2C.
On June 1, 2023, New Jersey Natural Gas Company filed a petition seeking approval for an overall increase to the company's existing energy efficiency rate for programs established between 2010 and 2021, which was subsequently updated. Following review, the parties executed a stipulation of settlement that would allow the company to modify its total EU rate to 4.94 cents per therm, including sales and use tax. As a result of the stipulation, a typical residential heating customer using 100 therms per month would experience a bill increase of approximately $1.29. Staff recommends that the board issue an order approving the stipulation and directing New Jersey Natural Gas to file revised tariffs by September 30, 2023, for rates effective on or after October 1, 2023.
So moved.
Second?
Comments or questions? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Holden?
Yes.
Commissioner Christodoulou?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
President Gossadovy?
Yes.
As a result of the board's approval The cumulative impact of board decisions related to New Jersey Natural Gas for the month of September is a net annual decrease of approximately $22.80. Item 2D.
Thank you.
On June 1, 2023, Public Service Electric and Gas Company filed a petition seeking approval to decrease the level of its basic gas supply service residential gas service rate, as well as its balancing charge rate, effective October 1, 2023. Following initial review and discussions, the parties determined that while additional time is needed to complete a review of the petition, it is reasonable and in the public interest for PSE&G to implement provisional rates. The parties executed a stipulation of settlement which would allow PSE&G to modify its BGSS, RSG, and balancing charge rates on a provisional basis, subject to refund. Based on the stipulation, a typical residential heating customer using 172 therms per month during the winter months and 1040 therms on an annual basis would see a monthly decrease of $13.17. Staff recommends that the board issue an order adopting the stipulation and directing PSE&G to file tariffs consistent with its order by October 1, 2023.
Motion? Sorry.
It's also going to the OAL, right? Correct? It's going to the OAL for hearing?
Yes, Commissioner.
I'll move it.
Thanks.
And second.
Questions or comments? Roll call?
On a motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Holden,
Yes.
Commissioner Crystal Delue,
Yes.
Commissioner Abdu,
Yes.
President Gulsadovy.
Yes.
Item 2E. On June 1, 2023, Public Service Electric and Gas Company filed a petition seeking approval for a rate adjustment related to its gas conservation incentive program and the associated customer class rates to account for potential lost sales revenues stemming from the company's energy efficiency programs. The June 2023 GSIP petition was based upon actual information through April 2023 and forecasted information through September 2023. Following review, the parties executed a stipulation of settlement for implementation of the company's proposed GSIP rates on a provisional basis, subject to refund with interest. As a result of the stipulation, the monthly impact on a typical residential gas heating customer would be an increase of approximately $3.08. Staff recommends that the board issue an order approving the stipulation and directing PSE&G to file revised tariff sheets by September 30, 2023, for rates effective on October 1, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On a motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Holden,
Yes.
Commissioner Crystal Delue,
Yes.
Commissioner Abdu,
Yes.
President Gulsadovy.
Yes.
As a result of the board's approval, the cumulative impact of board decisions related to PSE&G for the month of September is a net annual decrease of approximately $14.72 for electric customers and $41 for gas customers.
Thank you.
Item 2F. On April 28, 2023, South Jersey Gas Company filed a petition which was subsequently updated on July 17, 2023, for rate adjustments related to cost recovery associated with the company's infrastructure investment program. Following a review of the petition, the update and discovery, the parties executed a stipulation that would allow the company to recover a revenue requirement of approximately $4.3 million. As a result of the stipulation, a residential customer using 100 therms would see a monthly bill increase of approximately $1.15. Staff recommends that the board issue an order adopting the stipulation and directing South Jersey Gas to file revised tariff sheets by September 30, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? Roll call, please.
On a motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Holden,
Yes.
Commissioner Crystal Delue,
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul,
Yes.
President Gulsadori.
Yes.
As a result of the board's approval, the cumulative impact of board decisions related to South Jersey Gas for the month of September is a net annual decrease of approximately $103.03. Item 2G. On May 1, 2023, Atlantic City Electric Company filed a petition seeking review and approval of cost recovery associated with the company's infrastructure investment program, which was subsequently updated. Following a review of the petition, the update, and discovery responses, the parties executed a stipulation recommending that the company be authorized to recover a revenue requirement of $2.7 million based upon the update. As a result of the stipulation, a typical residential customer will see an increase in their monthly bill of 29 cents. Staff recommends that the board issue an order adopting the stipulation and directing ACE to file revised tariff sheets by September 30, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Questions? Roll call?
On a motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Holden,
Yes.
Commissioner Crystal Delue,
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul,
Yes.
President Gulsadori.
Yes. Still with us.
So as a result of the board's approval, the cumulative impact of board decisions related to ACE for the month of September is a net annual decrease of approximately $13.29. Item 2H. On April 28, 2023, Elizabethtown Gas Company filed a petition with a subsequent update on July 17, 2023, seeking rate adjustments to recover annualized increases in the revenue requirement for the company's infrastructure investment program. Following review, the parties executed a stipulation that would allow the company to recover a revenue requirement consistent with the update of approximately $6.2 million, excluding sales and use tax, for IIP expenditures as of June 30th, 2023. Based on the stipulation, a typical residential customer would see an increase in their monthly bill of $1.58. Staff recommends that the board issue an order approving the stipulation and directing ETG to file revised tariffs by September 30, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Questions? Roll call?
On a motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Holden,
Yes.
Commissioner Crystal Delue,
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul,
Yes.
President Gulsadori.
Yes, thank you, Malky, that's fine. Thanks.
So as a result of the board's approval,
That's okay.
the cumulative impact of board decisions related to ETG for the month of September is a net annual increase of approximately $16.90.
Thank you. All right. Telecom. Hi, Luanda.
Good morning.
4A, please.
Good morning, Madam President, Commissioners. Item 4A is a request by board staff for approval to authorize the New Jersey Department of Treasury to extend the existing contract with T-Mobile Accessibility, formerly known as Sprint, for the provisioning of telecommunications relay services, or TRS, in New Jersey. TRS is a telephone service that allows people with hearing, vision, or speech disabilities to place and receive telephone calls from standard telephone users via a keyboard or assistive device. The current contract for TRS services was awarded to T-Mobile as the winning bidder under a request for quotations, or RFQ, issued by the board in 2018. T-Mobile was granted a 5-year contract which began on October 1st, 2018 and will expire on September 30th, 2023. Staff received board approval on June 7th, 2023 for the release of the RFQ seeking bids for a new contract. To allow for additional time to resolve the issues with the bids received, an extension is necessary in order to ensure a continuation of service following the expiration of the current contract. On September 22nd, 2023, T-Mobile provided a formal written extension offer to the board, extending the terms under the current contract for up to 1 year, subject to certain pricing modifications. Sections 5.3 and 5.4 of the state standard terms and conditions, which are incorporated by reference into the existing TRS contract with T-Mobile, authorizes the state to extend and modify the contract as recommended by staff and with Treasury and Division of Purchase and Property approval. Staff therefore recommends that the board approve the extension of the TRS contract for a period of up to 1 year to expire September 30th, 2024, pending Treasury approval.
Thank you.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments? This was an executive session as well. Roll call?
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Holden?
Yes.
Commissioner Crystal Delue?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
President Gul Sidoti?
Yes. Thank you, Luanda.
Thank you.
Going to 6A. Oh,
4B.
sorry, looking at the wrong sheet. 4B. Good morning, Val.
Good morning, Madam President.
She really wasn't trying to.
I wasn't trying to skip you. I was looking at the wrong sheet.
Good morning, Madam President. Good morning, Commissioners.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. I'm here today to request your approval to rescind the notice of funding availability issued in connection with the Digital Equity Act Planning Grant. On July 26, 2023, the board authorized the release of the notice of funding availability for publication in the New Jersey Register to solicit bids from qualifying entities to receive subgrants to assist in the development of the state's digital equity plan. Consistent with the terms of the grant, the NOFA was published in the Register on August 21st, 2023, and required eligible entities to submit bids no later than September 6, 2023. Bids were received from 3 entities. Due to circumstances rendering issuance of a subgrant in connection with this NOFA being inconsistent with the interests of the state, staff recommend that the board rescind the NOFA.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? Roll call?
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Holden?
Yes.
Commissioner Crystal Delue?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
President Gul Sidoti?
Yes. Thank you, Val. Now we're going to 6 with reliability and security. Good morning, Sean.
Good morning, Madam President, Commissioners. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Good morning, Madam President, Commissioners. All right. Item 6A concerns a natural gas damage that occurred on January 1st, 2022 at Woodbine Avenue in Little Silver, New Jersey. After investigating this matter, staff found that BlackRock was in violation of excavating outside the scope of work as described in the markout request. Staff issued a notice of probable violation to BlackRock via certified mail and regular mail, advising the company to respond within 21 days to an offer of settlement. To date, staff has no record of any response to the notice of probable violation. On May 9th, 2023, BlackRock was also served with a notice of settlement conference for an informal meeting to discuss several alleged violations, including the violation which is subject of this FOPA. BlackRock failed to respond and appear for a scheduled May 25th, 2023 settlement conference to discuss the alleged violations. BlackRock is therefore in default, and the board is not bound by the offer of settlement. In determining the appropriate penalty amount to be assessed, the board is required to consider the penalty assessment factors that are listed in NJAC 14:2-62C, including but not limited to the nature, circumstances, and gravity of the violation. In this matter, BlackRock damaged a high-consequence natural gas facility with mechanized equipment and created an unnecessary risk by excavating outside the scope of the work area. Staff is therefore recommending the board approve a final penalty assessment of $6,000 through the issuance of a final order of penalty assessment.
Thank you. Motion?
So moved.
Second?
Any questions? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Holden,
Yes.
Commissioner Crystal Delue,
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul,
Yes.
President Gulsadovy.
Yes. 6B.
6B concerns a natural gas facility damage that occurred on October 13th, 2022 at Brookside Circle in Marlboro, New Jersey. After investigating this matter, staff found that BlackRock failed to use reasonable care at the time of excavation in violation of the one-call rules. Staff issued a notice of probable violation to BlackRock via certified mail and regular mail, advising the company to respond within 21 days to an offer of settlement to date. To date, staff has no record of response to the notice of probable violation. On May 9th, 2023, BlackRock was also served with a notice of settlement conference for an informal meeting to discuss several alleged violations, including the violation which is subject of this FOPA. BlackRock failed to respond and appear for a scheduled May 25th, 2023 settlement conference to discuss the alleged violations. BlackRock is therefore in default, and the board is not bound by the offer of settlement. In determining the appropriate penalty amount to be assessed, the board is required to consider a number of penalty assessment factors that are listed in NJAC 14:2-6.2C, including but not limited to the nature, circumstances, and gravity of the violation. In this matter, BlackRock damaged a natural gas facility, created an unnecessary risk by not using reasonable care, and has a history of prior offenses. Staff is therefore recommending that board approve an escalating final penalty of $8,000 through the issuance of final order of penalty assessment.
So moved.
Second?
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Holden,
Yes.
Commissioner Crystal Delue,
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul,
Yes.
President Gulsadovy.
Yes. 6C.
6C concerns a natural gas damage that occurred on October 27th, 2022 at 2nd Ave in Bradley Beach, New Jersey. After investigating this matter, staff found that BlackRock failed to use reasonable care at the time of excavation as required by the one-call rules. Staff issued a notice of probable violation to BlackRock via certified mail and regular mail, advising the company to respond within 21 days to an offer of settlement. To date, staff has no record of response to the notice of probable violation. On May 9th, 2023, BlackRock was also served with a notice of settlement conference for an informal meeting to discuss several alleged violations, including the violation which is subject of this FOPA. BlackRock failed to respond and appear for a scheduled May 25th, 2023 settlement conference to discuss the alleged violations. BlackRock is therefore in default, and the board is not bound by the offer of settlement. In determining the appropriate penalty amount to be assessed, the board is required to consider the penalty assessment factors listed in NJAC 14:2-6.2C, including but not limited to the nature, circumstances, and gravity of the violation. In this matter, BlackRock damaged a high-consequence natural gas facility with mechanized equipment, created unnecessary risk by not using reasonable care, and is a repeat offender. Staff is therefore recommending that the board approve an escalating final penalty assessment of $10,000 through the issuance of a final order of penalty assessment.
So moved.
Second?
Any questions?
Just
Yeah.
a comment. Sean, I know that you don't take this lightly.
No, sir.
Nobody wants to impose fees on somebody. We understand business dynamics and how things have to move quickly, but also, and we greatly appreciate, not just as a board, but also on behalf of all citizens of the state, how seriously you take your dedication to the safety of our community members. And these weren't, as we discussed, these were not small little infractions. These were pretty large scale that could have really impacted a wider range of things. So nothing we take lightly, and keep up your efforts to keep us safe. And I know you tried your best to accommodate the company, BlackRock,
Yes,
but
sir.
they just didn't respond. And
No.
it's hard to negotiate something, and it's hard to come to any type of settlement if you don't have any cooperation.
Yes, sir.
So I understand your position, and thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Just, the
I coming back?
No, no, no.
No, we still need a vote though, but go ahead. No, you're good.
I think Commissioner Christodoulou is very diplomatic. I don't know whether BlackRock is just arrogant or they're just slow learners, but hopefully this sends a message and that we mean it. We are cleaning up thanks to Frank and Sean and the whole, Joe, the whole crew, in reliability and security. We're cleaning up a lot of these old violations that have just not been followed up on in the past, and we mean it. I mean, this is health and safety of people. I mean, we've seen houses exploding. We've seen whole neighborhoods can be wiped out, and death can occur. So it isn't anything to be fooled around with, and so I'm really happy that we're clamping down.
Likewise. Roll call?
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Holden,
Yes.
Commissioner Christodoulou,
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul,
Yes.
President Booth-Sidoti.
Yes. We're going to clean energy. 8A, Matt Rossi. We also discussed an executive session. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning again, Madam President, Commissioners. This matter involves the release of a request for quotation for services related to the 2024 Energy Master Plan. Specifically, staff of the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities seeks approval to hire a contractor to assist in the development of the 2024 EMP, which will serve as a whole of government progress report on the goals and strategies in the 2019 EMP, outline the changing landscape of state and federal support for climate action, and determine the basis for the development of actionable next steps to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and maximize clean energy uptake economy-wide. In 2018, Governor Phil Murphy signed Executive Order Number 28, which directed the board to develop an EMP to serve as a comprehensive blueprint to achieve 100% clean energy by 2050. Released on January 27, 2020, the 2019 EMP establishes a set of goals to put New Jersey on a pathway to achieve the state's clean energy goals and expands upon previous versions to account for the complete energy system in New Jersey, including electricity generation, transportation, and usage in buildings. The EMP statute requires the state to create an EMP every 10 years and update it every 3 years. The statute mandates that these revisions to the EMP shall include a long-term objectives, but shall provide for the interim implementation of measures consistent with said objectives. The 2024 EMP will be a public-facing document that incorporates progress information acquired through interagency collaboration and stakeholder feedback to build upon the 2019 EMP and help New Jersey reach its accelerated goals of 100% clean energy by 2035, amongst other clean energy and climate goals and benchmarks. To provide an open and transparent process, staff expects robust stakeholder engagement. This will include holding a series of virtual public hearings to solicit input from stakeholders and members of the general public that will help inform staff's drafting of the 2024 EMP. Staff recommends board approval to release the RFQ to hire a contractor to assist staff in the development of the 2024 EMP as discussed in executive session.
Thanks, Matt.
So moved?
Second?
Just a couple things from me. This is very exciting that we're moving forward with the next EMP. A lot has changed since 2019. We've seen a significant amount of federal support, technological advances, and customer demand, which has shown that our goal of the clean energy future by 2035 is well within reach. The 2024 will not just be a refresh of the 2019 document, but it will be a brand new plan that takes these things into consideration. And so we're really looking forward to this. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, roll call?
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Holden,
Yes.
Commissioner Christodoulou,
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul,
Yes.
President Booth-Sidoti.
Yes. Next up, Kevin Nedza, 8B.
You gonna ask him?
Go ahead.
Kevin, are you still married?
You're still married. Oh, it's still married. Sorry, that's not what I thought was gonna get said. Sometimes things get said that you don't plan for.
President Federico would have asked, so I
Actually,
just
going on our honeymoon.
I was married, we're still working here, not still married, but okay.
The honeymoon's in a week and a half, Commissioner.
Both, you're still working here and still married.
So this might be a
Okay.
bad time to tell you, but I have a message.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Good morning, Commissioners. The Clean Energy Act of 2018 directed the board to require each electric and natural gas public utility to achieve annual reductions in the electric and natural gas usage by their customers within their service territories. In 2020 and early 2021, board staff worked with these utilities to create energy efficiency programs for the first 3-year period from July 1, 2021 through June 30, 2024, known as Triennium 1. On May 24th and July 26, 2023, the board issued orders establishing the framework for the next 3-year period, or Triennium 2. The board further directed each utility to file the proposals for the Triennium 2 programs on or before October 2nd, 2023. On September 21st, 2023, the New Jersey Utilities Association submitted a request for a filing extension until December 1st, 2023, citing a few outstanding issues pertaining to the filings that were deferred to the Utility Working Group and the Evaluation, Measurement, and Verification Working Group. On September 26, 2023, Rate Counsel submitted a letter indicating that they did not object to this extension. Staff recommends that the board extend the filing deadline for the Triennium 2 energy efficiency filings to December 1st, 2023. Staff further recommends that the board designate commissioners for these filings.
So moved.
Thanks.
Second?
Questions? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Holden?
Yes.
Commissioner Crystal Delune?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
I'm recused.
President Gul Sidoti?
Yes. We are going,
Thank you.
thanks, Kevin. We're going to 8C.
Get flowers.
Kathleen. And 8C has 4 dockets.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So yes, as the president noted, there are indeed 4 dockets because this pertains to all 4 utility EV programs. In September of 2020, the board established minimum filing requirements for those EV programs and required each utility to file a proposal for programs by February of 2021. The minimum filing requirements prohibited utilities from owning or operating charging stations unless those charging stations were located in areas of last resort, which were defined as locations that have not generated private investment interest for a minimum of 12 months after the program has begun for overburdened communities or 18 months for all other areas. The board also required that all areas of last resort petitions be filed by December 31st of 2025. The board approved programs beginning with PSE&Gs in 2021, ACES in February of 2021, RICO's in October 2022, and JCP&L's program in June of 2022. On July 21st, 2023, the board provided notice and a request for comment to the parties of record for each of the 4 EDC petitions detailed above. That notice detailed the changing landscape of the EV ecosystem, including supply chain issues and an influx of federal funding for the EV infrastructure. The notice proposed extending the deadlines for the utilities to establish areas of last resort. In that notice, staff recommended that the time for a location to qualify as an area of last resort be adjusted to locations that have not generated private investment interest for a minimum of 24 months after the program for overburdened communities or 36 for all other areas. All the comments the board received were in support of the recommended change. Staff recommends approval of this order, which would adjust the areas of last resort as recommended and require that all areas of last resort be filed by December 31st, 2027.
So moved.
Second?
Questions? Roll call?
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Holden?
Yes.
Commissioner Crystal Delune?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Recused.
President Gul Sidoti?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kathleen. 8D, Sawyer.
Madam President, before we go to this item, I just wanted to clarify the action the board took on 8B to include the designation of commissioners as well as the extension of the timeline. You want to
Yes,
make that designation?
I do. Where is it? Sorry.
Staff's recommendation there was for Commissioner Holden to preside over the PSE&G electric and gas cases, for Commissioner Christodoulou to preside over the other electric cases, and for you, President, to preside over the gas cases.
And I believe I also
Okay.
have Butler.
And Butler
Butler.
for Commissioner Holden.
Yes, do we need to vote on this?
I think we should revote, please.
Okay, can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
Roll call?
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Holden?
Yes.
Commissioner Christodoulou?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Recused.
President Glusadoli?
Yes.
Sorry
All
about
right.
that.
No, these things happen.
A poor court reporter.
All right, now we are going to swear with 8D.
Thank you. Madam President and Commissioners, this item concerns a petition from Lacey Sand Solar Farm that requests an incentive value for the petitioner's proposed floating solar project. The Transition Incentive Program was approved by the board on December 6, 2019 to provide a bridge between the legacy SREC program and the successor incentive program. Its rules indicate that projects eligible for the TI program were those which had registered in the SREC program, conditionally certified subsection T and subsection R projects, net metered projects, and community solar projects. The board set the base incentive value of the Transition Renewable Energy Certificate, or TREC, at $152 per megawatt hour, to be adjusted for various solar market segments with factors based on estimated costs and revenues. The board assigned 8 market segments and assigned each a factor between 0.6 and 1.0. On January 8, 2020, the board stated that new or innovative solar technologies can file a petition with the board requesting that these types of projects be assigned a TREC factorization level. Lacey Sand Solar Farm filed a petition on February 16, 2021, seeking a 1.0 factor for their project, a floating 22.5 megawatt grid supply solar array proposed for a dredge pond at Lacey Natural Sand in Lacey Township. The petition included a report that described the design of the project and what it characterized as benefits of the proposed location, as well as a model with the project's cost inputs that provided the basis for the request. Staff subsequently engaged in discovery with the petitioner. Petitioner's project does not fall under any of the categories of project types eligible for the TI program. When the board ordered that a TREC factor may be assigned to new or innovative solar technologies, it did not open eligibility in the TI program for other interconnection types. The TI program was not open to general grid supply projects, and all other such projects have waited for the establishment of the competitive solar incentive program. Staff therefore does not recommend waiving the rules of this closed program and making an exception for the petitioner's project. Staff also notes that the TI program provided for the expiration of a notice of conditional registration 1 year after receipt. Where petitioner's project granted a waiver so that this general grid supply project could enter the TI program, staff also has concerns regarding the project's ability to reach commercial operation before a potential expiration date because of necessary site preparation, the pending status of its interconnection request with the PJM interconnection, and ongoing litigation with the site owner regarding compliance with terms of the site lease. Staff recommends the board deny the petition.
So moved.
Second?
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Holden?
Yes.
Commissioner Christodoulou?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
President Glusadoli?
Yes. Thank you, Sawyer.
Thank you.
Going to 8E. Jim Ferris.
President, Commissioners, good morning.
Good morning.
This matter addresses the requirement contained in the solicitation guidance document for the third offshore wind solicitation that allows applicants to submit one or more projects that are contingent on the outcome of offshore wind solicitations open in other states, subject to certain conditions. And these are referred to as contingent projects. One of those conditions was that the applicant was to notify board staff no later than July 31st, 2023, whether a contingent project should be removed from consideration by New Jersey, even if the applicant has not been notified of selection for negotiation of a contract by another state prior to that date. And this is referred to as the contingent project notification date. On June 7th, 2023, the board extended the application submission deadline for the third solicitation and extended the contingent project notification date to September 11th, 2023. The guidance document allows staff to extend the contingent project notification date one time for up to 30 additional days. On September 1st, 2023, staff extended the contingent project notification date to October 11th, 2023. Subsequent to the June 7th, 2023 order, New York updated its solicitation schedule for offshore wind generation projects to reflect a revised submission deadline of August 24th, 2023, and award announcement in Q4 of 2023. Based on New York's revised schedule, extending the contingent project's notification date to October 11, 2023 could be insufficient to fully consider contingent projects. Staff recommends that the board authorize staff to adjust the contingent project notification date as necessary in order to evaluate all third solicitation project options as fully as possible.
So moved.
Second?
Questions or comments? Roll call, please, Madam Secretary.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Holden?
Yes.
Commissioner Christo DeLu?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
President Gosadola?
Yes. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
Michael Beck.
Yes, good morning, Madam
Morning.
President and Commissioners. Regarding agenda item 8F, staff seeks the board's approval to authorize the president to execute an escrow agreement and associated bank forms. This matter pertains to legislation signed by Governor Murphy on July 6th of this year, that being Public Law 2023, Chapter 99. This legislation permits Ocean Wind, LLC, to elect to retain certain federal tax benefits in support of the Ocean Wind 1 qualified offshore wind project, subject to certain conditions and representations. The legislation requires, among other things, that Ocean Wind deposit $200 million into an escrow account no later than 90 days after the legislation's enactment, that being on or before October 4th of this year. By the terms of the legislation, the escrow funds are to be used to support additional investments in qualified wind energy facilities, as that term is defined in the legislation, including one or more offshore wind component manufacturing facilities. The funds are to be allocated in accordance with milestones and commercial terms agreed to by the qualified offshore wind project, the qualified offshore wind energy facility, and the board. In order to implement the legislation such that Ocean Wind may deposit $200 million in escrow by October 4th, an escrow agreement is required. Staff in the New Jersey Division of Law have worked with Ocean Wind and TD Bank to develop an escrow agreement as contemplated by the statute. TD Bank, as escrow agent, has agreed to accept, hold, and disperse the escrow funds in accordance with board directives, and has agreed to provide the board with quarterly and annual reporting of the escrow account balance, as well as any and all transactions subject to audit. Furthermore, the agreement provides that any costs or expenses related to the operation and maintenance of the escrow account, including escrow agent fees, audit expenses, and board retention of technical experts, shall be paid from the escrow earnings, or failing that, by Ocean Wind. It's important to point out that no state funds are being expended with regard to this escrow agreement. I would like to thank the Division of Law specifically for their continuous assistance and hard work in developing the documents that are before the board and assisting in negotiating their terms such that they comply with all state of New Jersey requirements, including the standard state terms for every contract. In order to implement this new legislation, staff recommends that the board approve the escrow agreement and authorize the president to execute it, as well as associated TD Bank forms, as discussed in executive session.
Thank you.
So moved.
Second?
Thank you. I just want to also extend our appreciation and thanks to you, Michael, to counsel's office, to the Division of Law for their work on this. Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Holden?
Yes.
Commissioner Crystal Delune?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
President Gulsadovich?
Yes. Thank you. Next up, Diane. Yes. Diane.
I hope so, because I'm
I hope so, because you're here. Thanks, Diane.
Good morning, Madam President and Commissioners. This item is regarding the timing of the second solicitation of the Competitive Solar Incentive, or CSI, program. The CSI program is open to qualifying grid supply solar installations and non-residential net metered solar installations with a capacity greater than 5 megawatts, as well as to eligible grid supply solar installations in combination with energy storage. By order on July 12, 2023, the board announced the results of the CSI program first solicitation, declining to make any awards as all bids were higher than the confidential price cap set for the solicitation. The board directed that the next solicitation of the CSI program open on an expedited timeline, opening for pre-qualification on October 1st, 2023, and closing to bids on December 31st, 2023. Staff recognizes that the board needs adequate time to consider the lessons of a prior solicitation and integrate any necessary changes, and that by doing so, the board demonstrates a level of responsiveness that serves stakeholders and ratepayers alike. Staff recommends that the board postpone the opening date for the second solicitation of the CSI program until November 27th, 2023. Staff recommends that the solicitation window remain open to bids until 11:59 p.m. on February 29th, 2024. Staff further recommends that the total procurement for the second solicitation remains 300 megawatts. The megawatt procurement targets per tranche remain the same as those set in the first solicitation.
Thank you. Motion, please.
So moved.
Second?
Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Holden?
Yes.
Commissioner Crystal Delune?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
President Gulsadovich?
Yes. Thank you, Diane.
Thank you.
We have a couple of late starters today, both related to water issues. Michael?
Good morning, Madam President and Commissioners. On March 29th, 2023, New Jersey American Water Company filed a petition seeking approval of the Borough of Somerville's municipal consent granting the company authority to provide wastewater services to the borough and its residences, businesses, and government buildings. The borough currently owns and operates its own wastewater system, which provides wastewater service to approximately 3,800 connections in Somerville and includes approximately 43 connections in the township of Bridgewater. In addition to the proposed municipal consent, the borough adopted a separate ordinance approving the sale of its system by the borough to New Jersey American. Following a duly noticed virtual municipal consent hearing, Rate Counsel filed comments stating that it did not object to the determination requested in this matter, subject to certain conditions. Board staff recommends that the board approve the municipal consent, subject to certain conditions.
So moved.
Thanks.
Second?
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Holden?
Yes.
Commissioner Crystal Delune?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
President Gulsadovich?
Yes.
On April 7th, late starter B, on April 17th, 2023, New Jersey American Water Company filed a petition seeking approval of a Township of Bridgewater's municipal consent granting the company authority to serve the portion of the township that is currently served by the Borough of Somerville. the municipal consent was granted in anticipation of the sale of Somerville's wastewater collection system to New Jersey American, which serves approximately 43 connections in the township, all of which already received water service from New Jersey American. Following a duly noticed virtual municipal consent hearing, Rate Council filed comments stating that it did not object to the determination requested in this matter, subject to certain conditions. Board staff recommends that the board approve the municipal consent, subject to certain conditions.
So moved.
Second?
Any questions? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Holden?
Yes.
Commissioner Crystal Delue?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
President Gosadovi?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
If there are no other questions or comments or items,
Madam President, if I could just one last
yes,
thing.
of course.
Just one last thing. This was a very momentous day. The milestone that we reached with Ocean Winds today is really significant. And I know that Mike Beck and his staff is probably exhausted and might not realize how much we appreciate it and how much this commitment to our offshore wind future and to New Jersey, how much this means to us. So thank you. And we had two kind of predictable things. One is that birthdays come around pretty predictably. So Commissioner Abdu, happy birthday. And we will remember that every year. And the other very predictable thing that we all experienced today was that our staff works tirelessly. And they are tired, but they kept working. Mike, you did an amazing job. We got emails 1 o'clock in the morning that you were working through the night and you're here. I don't know how you look so good. It's remarkable. And congratulations to you and your staff. Thank you for allowing us to rely on you.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to adjourn, please?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
So.